Today on At Your Leisure, we are going to be taking you down a backcountry road that brings you back 140 years.
This time machine follows the trail of the early pioneers as they tried to conquer the desert and settle southern Utah. It's going to be an amazing story in history.
And Steve Human will take us up the road less traveled in the Uinta Mountains.
Then grab your notebook. Jordan Wayman is going to tell you why wintertime is going to be a lot of fun.
On the Outdoors, At Your Leisure starts now.
You know, this is one of the most beautiful trips anywhere in the desert Southwest. And I might add, it's also one of the most historic.
Well, today's the day.
That's true. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Maria Rossi Booth.
And we are doing exactly what we said. We are mixing beauty and history into one trip. We are on Hole in the Rock Road, coming out of Escalante on our way towards Lake Powell and the place where the pioneers crossed. It is a story of mystery, intrigue, good luck, and maybe even a little bit of divine inspiration.
That's right. And in 2 weeks, Darren and Jill are going to be on the other side of the Hole in the Rock.
That's right. We're going to continue the series all the way down to Bluff, which was their original destination. We just have the one problem. There's an interruption called Halloween in between. But we're going to get it all done. So let's start with a little bit of the history about this remarkable journey.
I think it's the #1 settling of the West. We never have enough good examples of how to tackle life and move forward. And this is one of the top ones in my estimation. Brigham Young was settling all of the area. This was the last area in the United States to ever be surveyed.
The first part of the journey was not all of that difficult, but the closer they got to Hole in the Rock, the worse it got. It was a pretty tough journey, and especially once they got to Hole in the Rock, then they had a lot of work to do.
And going across the ground, they described as not a fit for a bird to fly over. They had to dynamite and use blasting powder to get that first 40 feet widened. And so they had a man in a barrel that they would lower down and he would drill in, light the fuse, and then they'd pull him out. And their ropes were fraying. He was so heavy that they put a young boy in that, about 13, 14 years old. And he was put in that barrel, and when he would get it drilled and the fuse lit, then they could get him up out of there.
They used it for a year, and they had up and down traffic for a year, and so it was in pretty good shape.
They did that with more courage and that than most people, and they did it with a happy heart. Now that's not easy.
Alaman left with the old left hand and grab your partner. Oh, by the hand.
That's right.
You know, part of the history was that music was an important part for the pioneers. What was it what they said that Brigham Young said?
He said that they had to have joy in their heart. And so music brings joy to the soul.
So they always tried to make sure that on any wagon train party that they sent out to colonize, there were musicians as part of that group. It was almost like an official calling. You got to have an engineer, got to have a musician.
Right.
And this was a place that they took advantage of that. This is called Dance Hall Rock, and it's a place where they celebrated their journey.
Oh my gosh. You can just see it looks like a big amphitheater. There was a lot of fun over there, I betcha.
We were having a little fun out here. So we're going to get back to our dance right now. It's time for you to go on our travel adventure. Stephen Human is clear across the state in a place where the colors are usually more green, but they are catching up with the reds and yellows of fall as he takes a ride in the Uinta Mountains. It's an endless sea of sandstone mounds. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are out here on the Hole in the Rock Road in Garfield County.
Yeah, and we are talking remote. Like, these are the most remote lands in the world. And when you're out here, you're feeling it.
That's true. And while this may be an entire landscape of nothingness from the road, if you look more closely, you'll find that they are actually filled with adventure.
Escalante, we have everything from big beautiful mountains to the Escalante River drainage to the desert. There's all kinds of landscapes here that you can go and enjoy. And you know, during the wintertime, down here on our desert, it's a great time to be here.
It is vast, big distances. It really surprises people from the east or from Europe. It's just huge, and there's wide open expanses with no trails, no landmarks, no sign of human buildings of any kind. There's a lot of Jeep areas they can get into. There's a lot of day hikes you can do that are non-technical. Certainly you can get your ropes out and play around in some of those slot canyons as well. Canyoneering actually is real simple and easy to do. You just need the right technique. But basically you're using the ropes to get down into that real pretty stuff. So a lot of the times you're looking into that beautiful red canyon, but you can't quite climb into it. You take the rope out, you build an anchor, you gently walk down the wall, and then you'll squeeze and slide through that red environment for an hour.
You can go ATVing, horseback riding. There's all kinds of things you can do.
Look at that, Rhea's got fans from Switzerland that want her autograph.
I quit the job.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I'm driving a motorcycle across America.
So when you're coming out here, folks need to have a good map and bring extra with you, water and food, in case you find someone who needs your help. You can help them. But the more precaution you take before you get out there, the better out here.
The pioneers, they were rough and tough and rugged, and as you know, they had a stickity-to-ity, so to speak, and they stuck to it. Well, we have a lot of those same families that came through here. They're still here, and they still call this their home. They want to be here, and they want to raise their families here. And they call this home. They love it here. And this is a place we love. We want to raise our families.
As you can see, there's so much adventure, you better not just make one trip out of this, right?
Oh yeah, there's no way. I mean, these roads lead everywhere.
That's true. They go up on top of the cliff, they go
Yep.
out there in the Badlands, and they're all different kinds of, as you can see, activities to do. In fact, we need to start making Escalante a base for our outdoor adventure.
Honestly, you can do everything from that little town, and it is so wonderful. I love that town.
So let's rebook our little Airbnb again, right now.
We're doing it.
Okay. Well, right now it's time for us to go to our trailhead adventure. You know, every now and then, Rocky Mountain ATVMC runs across something that we really need to talk about, and this is one of them. Not all maintenance on a trail is involved in like picking up cans and cleaning the walkways. Sometimes you got to take on a major improvement project. Well, next week's show looks absolutely spooky.
Yeah, once a year, huh?
Well, some people would say every week, but we've wrapped up our day at the place we decided to stay, and we looked for a rental here in town just to do something a little bit different, accommodate us and the crew. We ended up staying at the Hole in the Rock Inn, the totally perfect place to stay.
Yeah, I thought it was apropos, and it is an adorable little cottage. But there's also other places in town that you can, you know, hotels, little places. It's just, this town is so quaint, it's wonderful.
Well, we have proven once again that there's adventure around every single bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. You know, I wonder if they'd let us stay an extra
Please,
day.
please,
We
please.
can send the crew home. Then grab your notepads because Stephen Human, three. Then grab your notebook. Stop looking at me. 3,
Stop it.
2, 1.